Hello, welcome to Take Two Tuesday. We're back and I got sound good. I haven't done this for a couple weeks, so I'm hoping this is all working. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. Let me check out the chat here and make sure things are going. Hi. Oh, let's see. Shanika, I sent you an email today, Shanika, about your club points. So check your email, okay? I did see your club points are there. Let's see who's here. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Veer and Jeanette and Diane and Karen and Teresa. Shanika, I said hi already. Karen, Renee, Jamie, Janet. Welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining me. We're going to have some fun today, but the fun includes you, okay? Make sure this is real important. I will ask a question here or maybe try to get you to make a comment. So I'm counting on you to come through and add your comments. Tell me what you think, answer a question, anything, but make sure you jump in the chat. That will make things way more fun and interesting. Otherwise, you just get Take Two Tuesday with just Ken, and that's kind of borderline, but I'll do the best I can. So I need your help, okay? That's number one. Now, if you're watching later, this episode of Take Two Tuesday, which I think we're up to, what, number 77 already? Wow, number 77. If you watch later, down below here, you can add any answers to questions in the comments section below, or if you have a prayer request, or you just want to jump in and say something, whatever you want to get off your mind, you can do that in the comment section down below, okay? We have a busy day. Again, we were off last week, but it's nice to be back. And we're going to look at some just dies today, no stamps, all dies. What else? We are going to take a look at the website because we have brand new items on the website, and we have had 2 different club shipments come out since the last time I've seen you. So I want to let you know about those. We're going to do those. And then at the end, we'll do our good news segment, which is our Bible devotional. We'll be in the end of Proverbs chapter 24. Now, if you remember the last time we were in Proverbs chapter 24, was it 24 or maybe 23? Well, anyway, last time we talked about not like overworking, like overdoing it, trying to get rich, whatever it is we're trying to achieve, not to overdo it. But today it's going to be kind of the opposite. We're going to talk about laziness. So I think we all have a streak of that in us every once in a while. So we'll talk about that, what the Bible says, and it kind of balances things out for us. So we're not to overwork, but we're not to be lazy. We're going to talk about those things, okay? Let's see, what else do we have going on? Let's just get things rolling. Well, if you're new, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We're in Southern California, the Orange County area. And we have a card making, stamping, die cutting company. And we've been around since 2009. So about 16 years. We're coming up on our 16th year anniversary. And what we do once a week here on Take Two Tuesday is we go back in time and we look at some items that have been around at the Stamps of Life for a while, but perhaps you don't know about them. Perhaps you've just found out about us in the last year or two. And so these are going back about 3 or 4 years, most of the items. Sometimes we get something way back in time, but we're getting a lot of items 3, 4, 5 years old. And we'll kind of do a review of those. So it's an introduction to some of you about maybe something you haven't seen. And then also for some of you, you already have these items. So maybe when you see the card samples or the ideas, or we talk about it a little bit, it will spark some interest in you to get that item out that you used to use in the past that you forgot about. So that's the point of why we do these episodes. And we have some fun. We're going to, my light's blinking. Hang on one second. It was doing real good, and now it's starting to go. Whoop. So let me fix this, and hopefully it will come back on. There we go. Hopefully no blinking. So we have a game today. We have a crossword puzzle. You're going to help me out with that. And we have some fun facts about, well, we'll save that. We'll save the fun facts. I'll let you know as we get closer. Okay, here we go. If you are in the Fold It Club, we brought out a brand new Fold It set last week, and I was not here. So you know who shipped them for you? Faylene. She got them all out last week. If you are in the Fold It Club, these items are on their way to you. They were mailed starting Tuesday last week, probably Wednesday, Thursday. They were all shipped out, and you should be getting those. So if you are a Fold It Club member, these are on their way for you. And this has been a really popular one. It's got that kind of 70s, 80s retro. Happy B-Day, it says. So these are great for birthday cards. I have a couple samples. Let me show you these real quick before we yak anymore. So this is the Fold It Club. We have a monthly subscription, basically, if you're new, and we call it the Fold It Club. It is a die set that you get. Let me show you these again real quick. Perhaps you're new. This is the die set. It makes a folded card. Foldeds are some of the easiest cards you can make. The die does almost all the work. Very, very easy. And we have tons of videos and tons of different foldeds that will show you how to do it. So you get the folded die set, get a couple stencils here in this pack, and then you get your idea card. And on the website, there are more ideas for you too. But I have a couple card samples I want to share with you. And, our icebreaker question today, this is a funny one. So make sure you jump in the chat. Okay, this is where I'm counting on you guys. What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten? What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten? Add that into the chat, okay? I want to hear what you have to say. I'll type it in too. What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten? And we're not judging anybody here. This is just for fun. What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten? Go ahead and add that into the chat just for fun. I'll show you the card samples over here, okay? Let me switch my cameras. There we are. Hey, I'm over there on the screen too. All right. Here is the Fold It dies, but you can see it's been added to a slimline. So it gives you a little bit of an extra dimension with this. Now, regular Fold Its are like this. It has the base, and you have the dies there, and it opens up on the top like that, or on the side. You have the option with that, but you can also take those same letters and you can apply it like this on a slimline. They would work on a scrapbook page, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that is the Fold It Club. Again, the stencil, you get your idea card and your dies. Okay, that's all going out. You'll love being in the Fold It Club. You get club points. Once you sign up for the club, you get club discounts on our website too. So let me read some of these answers. Mine, so you guys know, is I ate frog legs. Frog legs, yes. And we hunted the frogs. I don't know how you really hunt a frog, but we caught the frogs and my grandpa cooked them. Frog legs for me is the weirdest thing that I could think of. Let's see. Karen says she's got to think about it. Preeti says a chocolate covered cricket. All right, now we're getting crazy. Renee says she did get her club shipment yesterday. Awesome. Bear meat for Bonnie. Nice. We got some crazy stuff here. Vera Blue says tripe. What is tripe, Vera Blue? Is that a fish? Is tripe fish? Jeanette says Rocky Mountain oysters. Beth says squid while in Spain. Raw clam, says Jamie. Awesome. Escargot, says Sylvie. Ooh, I've never had escargot. Also, what are those little tiny eggs called? Caviar. Oh, I think I had that, but I guess I was not in that right class there because I eat the caviar, but it's kind of, ooh. Teresa says, oh, tripe is intestines. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bonnie, for letting me know. Wow, that is crazy. And Teresa says cow's stomach. Yeah, that's right. That's tripe. Ugh, that's pretty gross. I think you topped my frog. Who said that again? A sushi. What is the other one? Had deer meat. Not a fan, says Karen. Bear meat. Who said they had the tripe? Vera Blue. Yeah, Vera, I think you might have us all. You're the winner of the craziest thing to eat. All right, the other club that just came out today. The other club that just came out today is this one here. Let me show you the samples. It's called Chips Galore. And it has these fun chips and a big dip bowl there. And you can have some fun. Sorry, I was a dip. It says this is a folded, or not a folded, a A2 card here. This is the new Chips Galore. And here it is on the front of a circle flip it card. And you get your handy dandy postcard there with ideas, and it shows you the add-on items. We have some optional items too. If you are in the Stamp Club or the Fold It Club, I mailed this shipment out today. It has been placed in the mail. There's the dies that you get and the matching stamp set. Let me see if I can read any of these sentiments. Thanks for being Dip. endable, like dependable. Just in case so I don't tell you enough, I value our friendship. We have the best friendship. Sorry, I was a dip. Your nacho average friend. All kinds of cute ones there. So that is the new Die Hard Club and Stamp Club shipment in the mail. I mailed it today. You can learn about that on the website. You go to, if you're new to us, that we're at the stampsoflife.com. And up at the top of the website, you just click join the club. Then let me show you some of these. We have these new add-on items. We're rolling through this stuff. Let me see. I forgot to put my name on here so you know who you're talking to and all that stuff. Sorry. We will have Crafting Corner later this week, if you're wondering. Stephanie's Crafting Corner will be this Thursday. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook. That will be live with Stephanie. We'll have fun. We skipped a week, so we'll have a lot to catch up with you on. So make sure you join on Thursday night, 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern time. Ooh, where are my slides? This is scary. Hang on one second. Things are missing here. Okay, I know. Let's put that up there in the corner. Nope. What happened? That's interesting. Why did it switch back to that? In 1 second here, we're having some technical crazy things going on here. Why is that not working? 1 second. Let's try that. Cancel. Ran one. Yep. Nope. Well, that's not good. Let me see. I'm going to give me 1 second. I'm going to come right back. Be right back. Let me flash this up here. Be right back. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, I'm having some technical problems here. I don't know what is going on. Why is it doing that? 1 second again. It just is not cooperating. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because that is not going to help me at all today. 1 second. Sorry for the delay. Hang in there. Hang in there. I lost all the... I have this spot where you can add all the slides and everything that we're going to use, and it is missing today. It is not showing up. Why? I do not know. This is what happens. You go away for a week and everything is broke. Why is it not switching? Why is it not switching? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Why are you doing that to me? I can't figure it out. No, we don't want to do that. That is really, really strange. Okay, well, it looks like all my little slides will be missing today, but we should still be able to figure it out. We'll figure out something here. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Again, sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. And let's check out all these card samples. These are all new items that are on the Stamps of Life website. They're on flash sale right now. We also have a bundle available. This is the wavy, or no, checkered background die set. I think it's wavy. Really, really cool. We have a lot of fun ideas for using that one. And this is the More Chips Galore stamp set with the dies. And then we have this really cool, this is the Fold It. This is the bag of chips folded. And look, they've made this one into a bag of cookies. Then you have your regular chip bag like that, bag of chips, and our designer has made that kind of like into a box card. Really, really cool. That opens up and you've got some sentiment stuff, fun in there. That is the bag of chips folded. Then these are the stamp sets. Let me show you those. This is what is this? Chips Galore Sayings. More chips die set and the matching stamps there. We looked at that. And then this was the bag of chips folded die that I was telling you about. This is the cool one. So you can do like a bag of cookies. You can do a bag of chips, a bag of corn chips. You have all kinds of different options on that one. And then I do want to show you here on the website what was going on. So if you're not familiar with our website, you can check that out. Let me find it here. Where are we? Stampsoflife.com. Getting a little too close to my camera. Well, I don't know what's going on here. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit. This is zooming in on me too much. Am I in focus? Okay, great. So over on the website, and I think that's going to pop up. We'll look at all the items I just talked to you about on the website. All right, there you are. So I can make myself show up there. Great. So you see all the new items, the bundle, all the new items from the first are on here and you get a little extra discount if you get the bundle. There's the bag of chips that I was telling you about. That folded is cool. This one's I like this groovy checked A2 background die. I've seen a lot of fun card samples with that. And then the other add-on items. The club dies are not available to everybody in the public yet. Only club members. That'll come up later in the month. You'll be able to get those. But that's all on the Stamps of Life website. So make sure you check that out. All right. I don't have all of my little extra slides and that kind of fun stuff, but I will do my best to keep you informed at what we're looking at. Our first item, and well, this first item has to do with, I'll make this guy pop up so you can see what we're talking about. Our first item is, don't be scared. Monsters. What, just for fun, here's a fun question. What monster are you afraid of that pops into your mind? Like think of a movie. Is there a particular monster that you are afraid of, like a vampire or Frankenstein or Godzilla, or who did Godzilla used to fight against all the time? That like big flying turtle or something, or the Mummy. Is there a scary monster that you're afraid of? Or maybe you're afraid of E.T. Ha ha ha. Can't be afraid of E.T., right? Or I know a good one. The aliens. Yeah, you know Aliens. That one when it pops out of the stomach and runs across the table. Ooh, I like that one. Or dinosaurs. Tell us something you're afraid of when you think of scary monster. Oh, clown. Yes, Beth said clown. Clown. That's a good one. So think of scary movies. Is there a particular character that you are afraid of? They used to have like, oh gosh, I can't think of all the old scary movies now. That's not popping into my mind. But if you can think of any scary, let me see if I type any. I'm going to type in monsters. Monster movies. Maybe this will help us out. Monster movies. Well, of course you have to be afraid of that little Chucky doll, right? That would be scary. How about the monsters from Monsters, Inc.? What is it, Mike and Gremlins? That's a good one. Or Jaws from the Jaws movie. I think we kind of talked about this a while back. So scary. When you think of scary, what? There's Frankenstein. I don't know. A lot of these are new ones. I don't even know these ones. Dracula. Freddy. Oh gosh, yeah. Oof. just stay away from most of this. But what pops in your mind when you think of a scary character, scary monster from a movie? I definitely think of the aliens. They scare me. Okay, here it is though. Our monster fold-it. This is what we're talking about. This guy's not scary. He's cute. I suppose you can make him look kind of scary, but when I show you these samples, you're going to go definitely cute. This is where we are. Since I'm missing my slides, I'm just going to tell you. So yeah, we got Jaws, Chucky, yep, Clown, Bigfoot, yep. The Flying Monkeys, yeah, they were kind of creepy in The Wizard of Oz. Yes, Jason from Halloween. Ooh, yeah, The Fly. Ooh, that's a good one there. Yes. So let me show you the other samples here, and then I'll show you the website. Okay. Here we are. See, I told you they're cute. Our monsters are cute. Holding some flowers. You can put these two guys together. Now, if you look at this guy, if you notice, his eyeballs are a little bit different. Somehow he got packed and one of his eyes got lost. But we're going to have little wiggly eyes come into the Stamps of Life. So that one that's on the left of your screen, we're going to start selling those little eyeballs pretty soon. They're going to be new on our website, coming soon. So he got an eyeball repair there after losing an eye. Here's like the purple people eater, I guess. And ooh, here's our little monster dressed up as a ghost. Happy Halloween. There's an idea. Halloween's coming up. So those were all fold-its. And then you can also add them just to the front of a card. Okay, so you have that option. Again, as a fold-it, they just pop up. Side fold right there. Side fold. Becky, you can use, for this size die set, it will work. We'll check on the website, but it should be a 6.5-inch machine or larger will work for these. And let's see if we have a top fold. Yeah, and here is an example. This one is a top fold on the monsters. Okay. So this is our monster fold-it die set. If you go on the website, just type in monster. You're going to find it. I will show you what it looks like over there real quick. Let's take a look before we die cut a little bit ourselves. This one is from now. Normally, I would have some little a little marker down below me that says, hey, this is the monster fold-it from September of 2021. So if you have a pile of old dies and you get down to around September of 2021, which is 4 years ago, you might find this. If you have it, you want to use this one. If you don't have it, it's on the Stamps of Life website. So from September of 2021, it's the monster fold-it. I'm going to give one more try here to see if I can. Nope, that is just not going to work. So we are going to go on and see if I can get at least get my name to work on there. Yep. Oh, even that's not the right color. Bummer. I'm pink. Using my little name down there is black and white, but today I'm pink. Today I'm pink. I'm supposed to show you on the website the monsters. Let's go ahead and switch over to that. And did it switch? Nope. Oh, I hit the wrong button. My fault. There it is. The monster's right there. And he's an A2 size card. And again, you'll have all your card samples there. You get a lot of dies. Look at that. You get a lot of decorative dies. His eyes, mouth. The large die makes the fold-it. It fits at 14 dies total. This will work in the standard. The set of 14 dies is exclusive to the Stamps of Life, designed by Stephanie. Our dies will work in any machine that can cut wafer-thin dies. It would probably, I don't know the smallest machines here, but the machine I have here, the opening is 8.5, is way too, so it would definitely fit like on a 6 or 4-inch opening machine. Again, it's an A2 size die, so the thing would be making sure that it's long enough, which the die really is not that long. This is how long the die is, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So if your die cutting machine can fit that, that's going to work on there. So that is the monsters. And again, the samples I showed you, they're all on here. We might have a few more than I have. I think these are mostly all the ones we have. It's always nice to get the ideas. Now, if you want more, these are all ones, there's a video. You just go down here and hit the View Idea Gallery, and it will show you even more ideas using this. So that's on the website, 14 dies. And I think if you scroll down, let's allow the cookies. There's a few more monsters that we have. We have the regular size monsters to celebrate, and then also monsters for birthday. So those are all on the Stamps of Life website. Let's go ahead and die cut this. And then right after that, excuse me, right after we die cut this, we are going to go ahead and we're going to do our game. We have a crossword puzzle today. Okay, a crossword puzzle. Yes, Becky, the Platinum 6 will work. I'm actually using the Platinum, but the Spellbinder's Platinum, but this is the 8.5 inch machine, but definitely the 6-inch will work. Let's see. I've got an itch in my throat, so give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off my mic, and then I will be right back. I'm going to switch over to our okay. I'm kind of back. I got a little swig of water there, so that should help. This is looking a little dark here, so let's get some more light on this. And so I hope all of you are having a great Tuesday. Getting back into the swing of things here at the Stamps of Life office. Now, the thing is, I am the only one here. Maria was off all last week. She went to visit her mom, I think, in Mexico. And then she's supposed to be back on Thursday, but I'm only here on Monday and Tuesday. And Faylene's off all this week. So I'm kind of in charge of doing 3 people's work, but I don't think much is getting done. Sadly, I'm trying to keep up with things, but it's just not happening. So I haven't figured out how one person can do 3 jobs. So if you have sent us emails or calls or anything like that, just be a little patient. This is kind of like a crazy week. Faylene will be back on Monday from her vacation. We'll get all caught up on all that stuff, but just be patient. All the club shipments have been going out, but it's been hard to keep up on all the emails and that kind of stuff. So be patient with us, but we will get back to you. All right, we're going to work with these little guys. I'm not going to get all this fancy and cute, but I will show you how easy it is to use these. So again, this is the 8.5 inch Spellbinder's machine that I'm using, but this will work on a standard die cutting machine. So we are going to take this outside die here. We're going to make the fold it part of our card first. If you're new to fold it, let me show you how this works to give you an idea what's going on. Let's see, what do we want to do here? All right, to make the fold it, this is the number one thing we've got to do here first. Is that going to work that way? I got to make sure because he has these legs on the bottom. Yep. Okay. So we take a piece of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. We just fold it. And if you have a bone folder or a way to really get that edge down, that would be nice. And then we're going to take our die, our main die here, and we're going to run this through the machine once, just like that. But here's the key. This is going just a little bit off the edge. See how that goes off? It's got to go like that. And it will say place your fold up here, or you can do it on the side. Also there, it'll say place fold. So if you wanted to do a side, you would put it like that. We're doing top. So let's go ahead and run that guy through there. Let's see, what do we want to do? Yes, let's go ahead and try it right there. Run that through. And at least I will show you how easy it is kind of to do the basics of this guy. Not hard at all. All righty, there we go. So here is the folded part of our card. We have the base. Oh, but look, his little things are missing. So we've got to fix that, right? I'll show you how to do that. So here's the folded part of our card. You could write your little message in there. You can sign off on the back. So we're going to put that to the side. Now we're going to take the same exact die and we're going to run it through one more time. But this time, we don't need the fold. We don't need the fold. I'm seeing if I can reuse this. It might just barely fit. Maybe, maybe not. Well, his leg's just going to have a little bit of a crease in it. Won't be any big deal. All right, so let's go ahead and run this through. And so we noticed our guy was missing his little antennas there. So we want to get those. So we run that through one more time. Oops. And now we have our little antennas that we're missing for how we're going to add that to our card. We take our card base, and this is just going to go right on top. Let's make sure we have this the right way. It's going to get flipped over. And we should have some adhesive in there. Good. All right, here we are off to this races here, our start of our little guide. Now we just got to decorate him a little bit. Next, we're going to take this inside die, and we want to give him some color. So let's pick a color. This is going to kind of make the inside decorative part of him. Let's go with some real dark red here. Real dark red. Let's do that next. And we're not going to use all of this, but we will use a good part of this. Let's see. Die's got to be face down or it's not going to cut. Don't forget that, Ken. Almost made a rookie mistake there. Let's see. Now, what do we want him to be up there? Do we want that? Okay, here we go. Let's run that through. And we're not going to use all of this, but let's see. With this die, it has these lines here, so it cuts out each of these little pieces are separate, so you don't have to use all the die cuts. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the body, the legs are separate, and his little antennas are separate too. So for right now, we're just going to use this main body part. So let's add that to him. And I want to make add a little depth. So we want him to go right on there. But to make a little interest, we're going to add a little more interest to the card. We're going to use some of this foam. So this is adhesive, but it is also foam. So it'll add a little depth to the card and add a little more interest. Our card you could go all flat if you want, but if you want to do something a little more interesting, these little adhesive sheets are great. Not adhesive sheet, this is adhesive foam, I'm sorry. And you can cut them to whatever size you need. And again, it will just kind of add some extra interest, some depth to your card. So I add one there. I'm going to do like 3 little squares. You might be able to just get away with 1 if you want, but this way we know it's really going to stay in place. We'll add that in the middle. And we'll do 1 more. So these are sticky on both sides. So it will adhere to our cardstock. And then when we add it to this front of this card, it will also adhere here. So there we go. We are going to add that. There is our little guy. He's on his way. Now we need to give him some little extra colors. Now I already did yesterday, to save us some time, I went ahead and I did his mouth, and I did a little tongue there. I picked some weird colors, but it should be fun. Since he's a monster, he's kind of got to look a little bit weird, right? Now, I don't recommend doing this where I just did adhesive on my machine, but for the sake of time, we're going to do that. Now, does anybody see that little glitter piece I just had? It was just, oh, there it is. It's upside down. That's why I can't see it. Here, I'll do it. I'll be smarter. I'll use my little scratch paper over here. So I put some adhesive on that, and that should fit right in there. And we're almost there. He just needs some eyes, right? Don't you think that would be good for now? And I happen to have a couple eyes here that I cut yesterday. So let me go ahead and get his eyes there. Now, how am I going to get adhesive on there? We can do it. We'll figure it out. And since this has a nice color behind it, you can use the eye. He can have red eyes if you like, or you could add a little dot in there and make them black. Up to you. We've got that. Oops, almost. This one needs a little more. And he's going to definitely need some different color legs. So let's cut him some legs too real quick. Looking pretty cute, right? Let's give his legs some color and we'll be done, at least as far as I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, since we're adding, so again, we just want the piece of them. We don't have to run this whole die through. We can just cut this section right here. And let's find some other color that's kind of interesting. Oh, I wonder if that would work. This is just for fun. I don't know if it'll work out or not. We're going to try to give him some crazy zigzag legs. So let's try that. I don't know if this is going to look good or not. So this is one of those trial and error things, but we'll just, however it comes out, that's going to be it. But we'll give it a try. So again, I just want his legs. So I'm just going to add this part over the cardstock. Okay. Now I do want since this has a pattern on it, I kind of want to keep that pattern straight so it won't look weird on the card. And we're going to run that through one more time. And we're just trying to get the legs. We just need the legs here. But I will run it all the way through. And let's see what we get here. Whoop. I dropped my die. And here are our little legs. Perfect. Now let's see how they're going to line up on with our little guy here. I think that's right. Okay. Let's get some adhesive on here and see what we've got. I'll get my cardstock. Again, this is Monsters Folded from the Stamps of Life from, what did I say, September of 2021. September of 2021. And we're going to add one leg here. Again, I'm not sure. This might look like a Christmas monster in the end. And I don't know if I had that in mind when I started, but either way, it'll just show you some things you can do, mixing and matching some solid paper with some pattern papers. Okay. All right. There he is. Not bad, huh? We did that pretty quick. It didn't take long. Now, if you wanted to crank out a bunch of these for a birthday party, you could do it. You could add epoxy dots, glitter. You can make his little antennas look really awesome, cool, like these guys. So here are the fancy versions again from our design team. Here's our guy with a one-eye repair. Our ghost, our monster changed into a ghost for Halloween, and then our purple people eater monster. And then Ken's version too. You can, of course, add little arms to him, decorate him, make him look cool. All up to you. But that was pretty easy, right? Don't you think? I think that was pretty easy. So I like that one. I like that one. Again, that's on the Stamps of Life website. You can pick that up. And you can have some fun with that. I think you guys like that one. I'm hearing, well, let's see. Becky says, thank you. You're welcome. Glenda says, cute. Becky says, cutest monster I've ever seen. And Teresa says, beautiful samples. Yeah, our design team is really great. We're always proud to show off their cards. They make a whole bunch of them, which is sad. I mean, good, but sad. When we used to go to shows, we could put out a lot of the card samples. But now we use them in the videos, or maybe in the crafting corner, we get to show them off. But then after that, they get packed into boxes and kind of filed in a way. Well, now that we're doing Take Two Tuesday, we have a way to bring them back out and use them a little bit more. We do have our store area here where we have a couple of them displayed, but sadly, a lot of our cute cards just get put in a box and you never see them again. Sad, 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 sad. But here on Take Two Tuesday, we break out some of these old guys. All right. It is time now. Time to play a game. We're going to do a crossword puzzle. And it's called a mini crossword puzzle, so it shouldn't be that hard, okay? But I'm counting on all of you to help me out because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these answers. So here we go. I'm going to switch over and we're going to have a game pop up here. There's no real time limit, but it should just take us a couple minutes to do this. Let me show you. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to share this screen that I have with you. And where are we? We're going to share a screen. If you're going to be able to see all the questions. If you see an answer, tell me. If it's like one across and you know the answer, tell me what it is. Say one across is this. If it's number 3 down, say 3 down is this. That will make things go faster. If it's just my brain trying to do all the thinking all the time, we could be here a long time. All right. We could be here a long time. So let's see how it's, okay, there's the crossword. Let me go ahead and scroll up. Hopefully it will show up a little better than that. Don't worry about the ads on the side. We're just ignoring those. What happened? No, we don't want to do that. Give me 1 second. So we're going to move that over there. Okay, there we are. We should be able to see everything. Can you see the whole crossword puzzle? For the first question, hey, now my mouse is quitting on me. The first question, one across. Now, sometimes we do spelling games, or I don't know, we've done Family Feud or all kinds of different things. But today we're doing a crossword puzzle. The first question across is one across. It's passport, but it only has 2 letters. 2 letters across. Let me see. I cannot see your guys' answers. Where are your answers? One across is ID. Okay, good. Thank you. Let me add that in. Awesome. You guys are off to a good start. Before I could even see the answers, you guys are telling me. So that's great. 3 across, first victim. 3 across is first victim. Does anybody know that? First victim. Let me see. 3 across. 3 down is ants. Let's see. 3 down, picnic invaders. It's got to be ants, right? Let's try that. Good one. Ants. Whoops. I'm a slow typer, so bear with me. We'll backspace that one. Ants, yeah. 1 down. 1 down is tricky. 2 nation peninsula. Is that Italy, do you think, you guys? Is 1 down Italy? Let me know. 1 down. It's a peninsula. 2 peninsula. Do you think it's Italy? It's a country. 2 nation peninsula. Let's try Italy. I'm going to guess because I don't think anything else will fit in there. And oh, no, it doesn't. Italy does not fit in there. How about 2 down? Degrade. And it starts with a D. Woo. Now it's getting harder, huh? How about number 5 across? Does anybody know that? Hemoglobin deficiency. That's like when you have low iron. Demote. 2 down is demote. Okay, great. Thanks. Wow, you guys are way better than me. I just draw a blank on these. That's why I think it's good to do these as a team. Because, whoops, I draw blanks. Okay, good. Indicates position. 5 across, anemia. Oh, good. Thank you. Good one. Thank you. We're getting there. We are getting there. Anybody else got an answer? 7 across. Parade location. Does anybody know that one? Parade location. 5 across is 1. 5 across is 1. Nope. Anemia. Anybody else? 4 down is dead. Ooh, good one. 4 down. No, it can't be anemia. Oh, is it EA? Anemia. Who knows how to spell anemia? See, I think it's IA also. That's a problem. Parade location, 7 across. Anybody know that one? 5 across is 1. 5 across is 1. Who's saying that? 5 across is 1. Becky, I'm not sure. 4 down is dead. No, it doesn't fit there. Janet. Property claim. Deed. Anemia. Deed. Property claim. Is that deed like D-E-E-D? No, it can't be that. Property claim. Well, we're just about ready to strike out here. Nobody else is helping me out. Nobody else. Anemic. Anemia. Anemic. Well, it looks like we're stuck. How about 8 across? City and central China. How are we ever supposed to get that one? And what does indefinite article mean? 9 across. Does anybody know indefinite article? Indefinite article. Ice. Okay, we're almost at the 5. Lean. Okay, lean. Okay, lean. Thank you. Oh, I was thinking deed, lean, property claim, lean. Good. We got that one. So I think something's wrong with 8 across. Well, it could be spelled that way. Indefinite. Soto. 8 across. Soto. No, can't be that. Lean. 8 across. No. Okay, we're going to have 5 minutes here, and then we're going to Abel. Yes, 3 across. Whoever said Abel, yes, from the Bible. That was good. Abel, we got that. Iberia. Oh, I know. This is Iberia. Oh, I got one on my own. I can't believe it. Okay, we're going to stop. Here we go. We're going to have them tell us all the answers, and we're going to see what we got wrong. Here we go. Reveal the puzzle. So you see all the ones that we did and we didn't quite get. 7 across or 8 across or 79%. 79%. How could we not get street, you guys? 7 across was street. Did anybody say street? How could we not get street, you guys? Come on. That is pretty bad. So there's all the answers. ID, Abel, anemia was right. Street, we should have got. Cyan, I just didn't understand this one. AN, 6 indicates position at. We should have done better. That's all I can say. 79%, but how can we not get street? How can we not get street? How could we not get street? Okay, I can understand the China one. I don't know all the cities in the middle of China. Cyan. Anyhow, we gave it a shot. Let's get rid of that. Moving on. C+. We got a C+ today, but again, not to get street was a fail. Okay, we are going on. Let me get rid of my dumb name there because you've been looking at that all this time. Our next item up is called Cake to Build. And this is a really cool die set for making cakes. It is from September 2021. Imagine that. Same time as the monsters. All right, let's take a look at this one on the website. There are a lot of dies here. A lot of dies. Cake to build. This is fun for a wedding cake, birthday cake. I don't know, anniversary cake, whatever you want to do to celebrate. You can do it with this one, Cake to Build. Guess how many dies? Did you say 10? More. 15? More. 20? More. 25? You're getting warmer. 30 dies. 30 dies in this set. 30 dies. Wow. 30 dies. 30 dies. That is a lot. So you can decorate, go crazy. You can keep it simple. I'll show you kind of the simple version here when we die cut. But you go on the website and you have all these great ideas, card ideas here. Always, you can find these on the website. I really like this solid colors with the white icing. Looks nice. And here it is with some floral look. Trim down that cake. It doesn't have to be the full size on the platter. It's up to you. 30 dies. Okay, 30 dies on this one from September of 2021. If you want to use this, maybe you have a birthday to celebrate this summer. It'll work great. Yeah. So if you were going to make a cake, if you were going to make a cake today, what kind of cake would you make? Not for an event or a celebration, but what flavor? Would you make a chocolate cake, a yellow cake, a white cake, a devil's food cake, an angel food cake? What kind of cake, if you had to make, or not had to, if you were able to make a cake today because you wanted to, what type of cake would you like to make? I like these weird combinations. I would either make a chocolate cake with white icing, or I would make a yellow cake with chocolate icing. Is that right? Yeah. I like the opposites for some reason. Yellow with chocolate. Chocolate cake with white icing. Becky says angel food. Jamie says chocolate. Sylvie says lemon. Ivy, what kind of cake would you make out there in Hawaii? What kind of cake would you make in Hawaii? German chocolate, says Bonnie. Now we're getting some really good chocolate, says Karen. Jamie, yes, chocolate. Okay, this is again from September of 2021. Oh, before we die cut, I do have some wedding cake fun facts. Let's take a look at these, and I will scroll through them with you. Ooh, I see a typo right here on somebody's website. This would look, if I were running a website, this is what would happen to my website. Let me show you. So look at that. It's no big deal, but it's kind of funny. Look at the cake. Cake. It's got a capital A there. This is something that would happen on my website. This happens a lot in my emails, in my texting. Words get out of order or miscapitalized. So, hey, everybody makes mistakes, right? Proves we're human. So the cake symbolizes, so this is fun facts for wedding cakes, okay? Wedding cake fun facts. The cake symbolizes prosperity, good luck, and fertility. You're supposed to use the best ingredients so that the marriage will be long, lasting, happy, and with many offspring. There you go. 3 tiers. Traditionally, the wedding cake had the wedding cake at 3. Traditionally, the wedding cake at 3 tiers. I think this is another typo. Traditionally, the wedding cake, I would say, had 3 tiers, but it says at 3 tiers. Okay. The bottom one was served during the ceremony. The middle tier was offered after. The bride and the groom would save the top tier for the first child christening. Some couples still follow the tradition and freeze their top tier or slice and eat it on their wedding anniversary. So most of the time, the guests get that bottom layer, right? Kiss over the cake for a long marriage. In the Middle Ages, the 3 tiers will be stacked and the bride and groom will kiss over the cake. If they could do it without damaging the cake, they would have a long and happy marriage. Wow. They had some superstitious stuff. Current cake style was invented in London by Thomas Rich. The wedding cake. Originally, the cake was made, we're on number 5, was made of fruit and white icing. It was expensive and very sought after. It must have been like the rich people. Refined sugar was rare, and only rich brides and grooms could afford to have the white icing, a symbol of purity and wealth. Queen Victoria wore a white dress at her wedding with Prince Albert and had a white icing cake, which was afterwards named the royal icing. Lucky Charms. This is number 6 fact. Often the single ladies were asked to pull ribbons from the bottom tier of the cake. One of them would have a ring attached. And tradition said that happy maiden would be the next one to get married. So they'd bury a ring in the cake. How about that? Other charms would be baked into the cake. Wedding bells, rings, high chair, heart, anchor, flower. Wow, they put all kinds of stuff in their cake. Purse, rocking chair, horseshoe, and clover for good luck. I hope they found all of those little ornaments before they serve the cake, because ouch, how would you like to bite into the cake and I just bit into an anchor. 2 cakes instead of one. Originally, the bride and groom each had 1 cake. Generally, the groom's cake was made of chocolate and the bride's cake was covered in white icing. The bride's cake would be served during dinner, while the groom's would be sliced and distributed after. Wedding toppers. Modern wedding cakes feature toppers. They are usually porcelain or sometimes Lego. I never saw Lego. Bride and groom. Often the bride and groom will use the topper as a Christmas ornament, and sometimes that's cute, right? I don't know. Cutting the cake along with first dance, grand entrance, ring exchange, and first kiss. Cutting the cake is a photo opportunity. So it usually goes good, but you ever see like when they smush the cake in each other's face? Oh, that's worth feeding the cake. That's, yeah. So originally the bride would cut the cake. And let's see, many couples take the advantage of this, where they feed it to each other to smash the cake into each other's face, leading to some interesting photos. Sadly, the dress is often ruined, and even the groom's tux. So I guess it's fun, but in the end, it's not so great. Sleeping with a piece of cake under the pillow. I never heard of this one. In the 1700s, maidens would sleep with a piece of cake under their pillow to dream of their future husband. Wow. Do any of you ladies do that out there today? Sleep with a piece of cake under your pillow? I hope not. So here we go. So we were talking about flavors of cake. Check this out, number 12. So we have the traditional cakes: white, cupcakes, frosted cakes, fruit cakes. You can also have these other flavors: chocolate, carrot, Italian cream, Italian rum, mint. Wow. There's sponge cake in Germany. Looks like you can put some liquor in this. Sugar flowers were invented by this queen of cakes, Lady Sylvia. European countries have different cakes and traditions. Let's see. So it says Sweden and Hungary, they have conical cakes. I don't know what that means. Lithuanians have a dough formed into a tree. Similar cake is found in Poland and Germany. So I guess there's all kinds of different traditions around the world. Well, there you go. There you go. Wedding cake fun facts with a couple misspelling or misgrammar or a little bit of everything. Oh, you know why? This person is a photographer. That's why. They probably just added whatever information, and they didn't care about the text. They just wanted you to see the pictures. That's why it's a photography website. But anyhow, that is wedding cakes fun facts. Now let's go ahead and check out my card samples. I want to show you the couple that I have. We'll die cut this, and then we will go on to our good news segment. And sadly, I had a whole bunch of good Bible verses to share with you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them. Okay, nope, we don't want that. Where do we want to go? We want to go to number 2. Let's go ahead and stop that. Okay, here's our card samples. I have a few. And there it is, just trimmed down. Instead of the full 3 tiers, you can just make a 2-layer cake. Happy birthday, it says. You take the cake. Fun, fun, fun. Here's that floral-looking cake. Celebrate, it says. Celebrate. And then a basic card front. And here are designer. Remember how I just used the foam on our last card to give that a little extra interest depth? They did that too on their card. Look, see how the cardstock is coming off the card? Little extra depth will definitely make some extra interest for your card. And the designer did each layer a little bit thicker away from the card. So there you go. That's one way you can do it. Yeah, the monster eating a cake, holding a cake. Good idea, Jamie. I think you're right. That would be a good idea. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. I'm thinking we are going to do what can we do? You know what? This Friday is 4th of July. We're going to do some 4th of July colors for our cake. 4th of July. So that means we need some red, white, and blue for our cake. So we're going to do a 4th of July cake. Oh, I didn't mention this. If you are going to be in town in Southern California next Monday, ooh, I better put this back on me because I'm in charge here. Next Monday, which will be July 7th, the Stamps of Life store will be open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you're in Southern California, we are right off the 5 freeway, easy to get to. I imagine there won't be too much traffic on that day. Some people might be coming back from vacation, or some people will just take an extra day off from work. July 7th, Monday, next Monday, the Stamps of Life store will be open. We'll be right here in Laguna Hills. The address is on our website. We'll send out an email to all the California people. But I will be here. I'll have the store ready to go. And we should have some fun items that day because it's the 7th is also a release day. So next Monday, all right, save the date. Back to our original programming here. All right, we are going to make a little cake ourselves. And we need some red, white, and blue. And if you wanted to, you could make a little folded out of this one die here. We're not going to do that, but you could. This die here, it's possible, can make a little mini folded. It'd be more like an A1 size or something like that. It wouldn't be a full A2 size, but you could do that. And I have my cardstock color. So let's start off with the white first. And I'm going to trim this down here. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope you have some fun plans for the 4th of July. What are you guys up to for the 4th? What are you up to? We don't really have anything going on big yet. What are you going to do for the 4th of July? Staying home? You barbecuing? Are you allowed to shoot off fireworks where you live? Where I live, you are not allowed to have fireworks. Bummer. So I do miss that. I like fireworks. So is anybody shooting off fireworks this Friday? Friday is the 4th. Are you going in town? Are you staying home? Are you getting together with family? Are you barbecuing? What are you up to for the 4th of July? Let me know in the chat. Add that into the chat. For me right now, I've got no plans. Probably will go to the gym that morning, maybe do a little bit of work, but I'm going to try not to work that much on the 4th of July. So we do live in a wonderful country, and I hope you guys all feel blessed. Is everything perfect in our country? No, but is it really good? Yes, it is really good. We have it really good here. Compared to the rest of the world, we are really, really blessed people. So I hope you feel blessed. And I think the United States is the best country in the world. Again, not the perfect country, but way better. Can you think of any other place you would rather live than in the United States? I don't think I could. Okay, we're going to do the red, and we just want the top. So we are going to, and we're trying to just make a little red, white, and blue cake here real fast. It won't be decorated real crazy or anything, but just to show you we could do it. So I already did the white. And this is going to cut off the top. I could have saved myself some time and just barely ran it through, but anyhow. So there we have the top of our cake. And if we're going red, white, blue, so now we need some blue down at the bottom. We can get rid of this. Let's take that. And we just want kind of the bottom edge of the cake. So let's see. How can we do it this time? I think that will work. So let's try to run that through. Again, this is the piece of cake dies. There's no coordinating stamp set for this one, just in case you were wondering. This die set, it just stands alone. But being as it's cake themed, and there's so many occasions you can use cake for, and I won't go. See, if you just go back now, we'll go back the other way. Save ourselves a little bit of time. Good. Okay, so here we have our colors. Let's see how we can piece these together. Let's see how we can piece these together. Let's see what happens. So we got our blue. Hope that looks blue to you guys. That is blue. It's a very, very dark blue, just like on our flag. We got our red, and we've got our white base there. We've already got this down here, so we need to do a little trimming. Let's see, how can we fix these little guys to stay on there? What happened there? Interesting. Oh, these are supposed to curve that way. That's why. Okay, so those would go on there. Kind of looks fun. Let's see. We got our... okay, I think we can do it. Let's go ahead and trim this off here. We got a little extra and a little extra there. And that will fit on there. Good. And we need some... let's go ahead and find our... and I'll look at your answers. Again, let me know in the chat. What are you doing for 4th of July? What are your plans? Hopefully you'll get together with some neighbors or friends or family. Chance to get out and have some fun. So take advantage of that, especially if you get the day off from work, right? Especially if you get the day off from work. All right, so we've got that. This will be kind of our bottom layer. We'll go blue there. We're going red, white, and blue on this cake. Red, white, and blue. Oops. Doesn't have to be perfect center, but come on, Ken, you can do better than that. Pressure. Okay, that looks good for now. Oh, we got our blue layer of cake. And let's see, now we got to get that red on there. And this will be nice and easy. We're going to have to, because we want the middle to stay. Hey, what's going on here? There, I thought I was out of tape for a second. We just want the top of this cake to be red, so let's go ahead and trim this down. Got it. And now there's no adhesive on here, so let's get some adhesive on there. And we're just going to add that right to the top. Easy. Red, white, and blue. Now, you would want to go crazy and add your icing. You could put a candle on there. Maybe you have some... do I have any stars? Ooh, I have a couple little stars here. I could put stars on the middle of my cake. Let's do it just for fun. So you could decorate this section if you wanted right here. Or again, we had the little icing strips you could add. Here is our little 4th of July cake. Let's see if I can fix that a tad. There you go. Pretty easy. Again, decorate it. Get glittery. Use the icing. It has a candle if you want to add it to the top. If you want to add some hearts, you can do that. There's a little mini cake you can use. Mini candle. Lots of different things you can do with that. Even Ken can do these dies that we did today, right? Even I almost made it look easy. So anyhow, those are on the Stamps of Life website. If you want to celebrate 4th of July, we've got that collection for you there. That the birthday cake could get turned into 4th of July cake if you want, or if you want to do a wedding cake or a birthday cake, because you got a birthday to celebrate with somebody, that would be a nice card front. Really easy. Really easy to use. So I'm going to try to find my... Ooh, I think I have a way that I might be able to get our Bible verses. Hang on one second. I'm trying to figure this out. I might be able to share this screen. If we're going to read the Bible, it's kind of important that we see the words, right? I'm trying to think how I can see it. If you have a Bible, good. I have a Bible, great. But if somebody doesn't have a Bible with them, how are they going to see what we're talking about? So I'm going to go to the place where I made these slides and see if I can find them there real quick. Hopefully they will show up. I'm going to log in. Give me 1 second here, but we will do this. If you have your Bible and you want to read along with us, we're in Proverbs 24. This is our good news segment of our program that we do here. And this is just a chance for us to open up God's word, and hopefully God will speak to us. We want to hear from him. Today we're talking about being lazy. And sometimes it's fun to be lazy, right? But we can't make it really to be a pattern where it kind of takes over our life. So God is warning us about that. And that's what we're going to take a look at. So let me see. I'm going to hopefully find these verses. Yeah, no, not there. Oh no, where are they? I might have them. Please, 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 please. Now you're going to have to tell me if you can read this. That's going to be the next key thing. Okay, hopefully this is large enough for you guys to read. How can I do this? Oh, we can make it a little larger. How about that? Okay, I'm going to try to share this screen now like we did last time. So hang in there, almost there. And hopefully this will work. Hopefully this will work. Proverbs chapter 24. And I'm going to try to, so this was what I originally made so you guys could see, but my video program is not showing it to you. So I'm going to try to show it to you from where I made it. We're going to close that one. Okay, here we go. I think I've got it. We're going to share a screen again like we did before. Maybe. Sorry, this is things were going really good except for this one problem really, really slowed things down today. Okay, so I think you guys can see that Bible verse there. I have it. All right, I will read along with you. And this is kind of a two-parter, so we'll see if we can switch over. So Proverbs at the end of chapter 24, we start at verse 30. It says, I went by the field of the lazy man, and by the vineyard of the man devoid of understanding. And there it was. What does it say? There it was. It was all overgrown with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles. Its stone wall was broken down. And then we read the next part. Let's see if I can do that. Did it change? And when I saw it, I considered it well. I looked on it and I received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. So shall poverty come like a prowler, and your need like an armed man. So again, like I was talking about earlier when we were reading, or when we were talking last time we got together, we talked about not going too crazy, not overworking all the time. So oftentimes when we come across Bible teachings, there's going to be a balance to it, to life. And God is showing us the balance here between work and being lazy. There is a balance, an overworking and overworking and then kind of underworking, being lazy. So God is, God wants us to have a balanced life. I think that's real important. Now, we don't go real crazy in one direction and we don't go real crazy in another direction. That's what God wants for us. So that is key. So if we kind of follow along in this passage, and let me look at some of my notes here. I've kind of got off track since I was trying to figure out how to find these verses again. But it says, when the writer of the Proverbs here, he's saying that, hey, you know what? I went out and I looked and I saw what was going on. And he saw this field of this lazy person. What does it say? It says that it was all overgrown. There were thorns, nettles like weeds. So think of this field that's supposed to be producing really nice crops or fruit, trees, or something really valuable to them. Remember, they were kind of an agricultural society. Well, the writer of the Proverbs says he went and he looked at it and he sees things aren't right. The wall that was meant to protect from intruders, people would come and steal the crops, maybe from the animals. The wall was all broken down. It was useless. It says, things were just not right. Things were just not right. So he goes and he takes a look at this field and he examines it and he sees that things are kind of in disarray, not functioning the way they should. And then it says in verse 32, let me go back. Let me scoot up to that. So I'm sorry, is that verse 32? No, give me 1 second here. I put the numbers wrong. Yeah. So this is Proverbs 24, verse 30 to 34. 30 to 34. I got some of the numbers crossed up there. But it says, then I considered it thought about it, and he's trying to pick up a lesson from this, right? He's trying to learn a lesson. I saw it, I considered, I looked at it, and I received instruction. So he's going to try to take something and apply it to his own life. And then what does he say? When we're, verse 33, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and so shall poverty come like a prowler. So what happens when we are not doing our work? We can kind of complicate our lives for ourselves. We can kind of get off track a little bit. It says that laziness leads to sleeping and slumbering, and now we need some rest, right? We talked about rest is good, but hands that are resting all the time, they're not working. And you know what? We were kind of designed to be busy. I think that's how God created us. What happens when we're not busy and we're not active and not doing things that we should be doing? I think sometimes we can get ourselves in trouble. Don't you think that happens some of the time? And then it says, in verse 34 there at the end, poverty is going to sneak up on you. See how it says, like a prowler. It's going to sneak up on you like a prowler, unexpected. But this will be the result of being lazy. You'll find yourself in poverty, it says, right? Poverty will come upon you. We'll find ourselves having needs because we didn't work to earn our way. Maybe we won't have food. Maybe we will have, for us, applying it to our daily lives. We won't be able to apply. We're applying this to our lives, but we won't earn the things we should have earned to take care of our needs. And it kind of compounds. Laziness can grow and get bigger and bigger. You ever discover how you can get in a rut some of the time, and then it's really hard to get out of that rut? I know that happens to me some of the time. So we have to really be careful how we do that, right? We don't want to get in a rut where things are really bad for us. We've talked about how we want to establish set patterns that are good and avoid patterns that are bad, because once we get in, those patterns get set into our lives, it gets harder and harder to change. It's still possible, and especially if God is helping us, we can change and do some things that we didn't think we could do. But laziness just kind of leads to bigger problems. I don't know, are you a procrastinator? Some of the time I procrastinate some of the time, and maybe the things I should do today, I put off till tomorrow, and then all of a sudden it's a week and a month later, and then the problem becomes bigger. That's something I've learned in life as I've grown older, that just take care of, try to keep up with things as much as possible, and don't procrastinate as much as possible. Sometimes you can't get to everything all at once. Some things take time to deal with, but procrastination, that's another thing we want to avoid with. We keep putting it off, and then eventually we just don't want to do it, or we don't think about it anymore. And then we end up like this guy who saw the field all overgrown and the weeds and the walls broken down, all kinds of crazy stuff. But what can we do? So how can we apply this lesson to ourselves? And I was thinking of some different areas in our lives that we have to work at it to not be lazy. So it requires us some of the time to put out some extra effort. And I was thinking of different ways that we could do that. And it could start with really simple things. Do you have a drawer in your house that is like a mess? Like I have a lot of drawers in my house, and I just keep shoving junk into it more and more and more. Could we take the time to just clean out that one drawer, get it organized, throw out the junk, the things that really are valuable, keep and make nice and neat and orderly so we could get to them? The trash that's in there, get rid of it. The things that are like borderline, how sometimes we got to just get rid of things and let it go. Get rid of that stuff. So maybe you could just start with something really small like that, fixing a drawer. But it's a step in the right direction, right? It's making that positive step in the right direction, saying, hey, this drawer is broken down. It's no longer functioning. I can't even open and close it. You know how it gets like that? Or the stuff's like all pushing out the sides because there's so much junk in there. I'm just thinking of one example because I have a lot of drawers like this. So that's one small thing. Maybe we could clean out a cupboard or a closet or a garage, make things organized so they become more functional and then useful and valuable. Like when you go to get that one item that you need to get, you know where to find it because it's organized and ready to go. again, we're not talking about being perfect or having 100% everything in order, but we're just trying to figure out ways to avoid laziness. Garages are big things. We just keep storing stuff that things like there's some stuff in my garage that's pretty old that I have never used, but for some reason in the back of my mind, I keep thinking one day I'm going to need that. And it's in my garage. I don't know where exactly it is, but I'm going to get it one day and I'm going to use it. And you know what? That could be 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I started thinking that and I've never used it. There's a lot of things we could just get rid of. And that makes us more efficient too, right? When we know where everything is and how to find it and it's organized. Maybe in your craft room, if you have all your dies and your stamps organized, some kind of situation where you know where you can find everything. Maybe it doesn't make sense to me or to somebody else, but for when you go to craft, you can find all the items you need and you keep them nice and orderly. It will make your paper crafting, your DIY crafts, it will make it so much more fun and enjoyable because you won't waste time looking for things that you should have known where they were in the first place. So that's just an idea for me. And then, that was kind of things around the house that we could take care of. Then we don't want to be lazy at work. It sets a bad witness, especially if we are saying we're following Jesus and then we have an employer, but we don't work very hard. It's not going to look good. And when I say, oh, yeah, I believe in God, and then I give a real crummy witness at work. So we want to be careful not to do that. And we might end up getting fired, right? If we're lazy at work, we can get replaced nowadays. So we don't want to be lazy at work. If you have your own business, you definitely don't want to be lazy because the success of your business really depends on it. If you are going and giving your all, your best, and avoiding laziness, there's a much better chance you're going to have a successful business rather than if you're going about it in a lazy manner, you're not doing the things you should, is probably likely going to fail. And then also in other things like being a neighbor or in our church attendance, maybe you're involved teaching kids somehow, or I don't know, some kind of program where you're sharing with other people. If we get lazy about it, what I think is going to happen is people will start to look at you as not being dependable, and they won't count on you. And then you'll start getting left out. And nobody wants to get left out of things, right? So again, this is where if we have responsibilities, we want to go out and give our best and do the best that we can in all these things so people can count on us, all right? But then the last thing, and it popped into my mind just kind of earlier today, we can be spiritually lazy too. And that can go to our prayer life or our Bible study life. Maybe we skipped prayer this morning. Maybe some days we start our day in prayer, but we haven't set that pattern. So how can we do? Every morning when I wake up, I'm just going to give God thanks for a few things. I'm going to ask God for some help today when I start my day. Or maybe it's in the middle of the day and I just want to thank God for something. Or maybe I see some needs that other people, I want to pray for them. Let's start doing it. Let's not just say we're going to do it, but let's start putting it into practice to start to set those routines to avoid laziness. And then the same thing with Bible study. I know I can get lazy on this sometimes. Sometimes I just read some things from my Bible app, but then I don't really spend much time reading my Bible. So I need to avoid that. I want to give some extra effort, work at it. I want to hear what God has to say to me. I'm sure you would feel the same way. If God gives you the Bible, and it's like his special love letter for you, and he gives it to you and he says, hey, here, read it. I have some great information and guidance and direction for you. You just have to read it. Wouldn't we be smart and wise to do that? But something gets into us that even when it comes to spiritual things, we can become lazy. So praying, reading our Bibles, so those are important things too. So in everything, balance. We're back to that. Don't overwork. Don't go crazy, like to one extreme, like the couple weeks ago was overwork to get rich. And then today, don't be so lazy that you're just kind of ruining your life. I don't want to ruin my life. I'm sure you feel the same way. You don't want to ruin your life. But here, according to Proverbs, at the end of chapter 24, it tells us that we can definitely mess up our lives by doing that. And there are a ton of verses in Proverbs and throughout the Bible that talk about laziness. Now, I did have a bunch of those that I had planned on sharing with you today, but since my system didn't work exactly, we're going to miss those. But if you go onto Google and you just type in Bible verses about being lazy, about working, you're going to get a wide variety of verses that encourages you not to be lazy, but it also warns you about the results. And then also it will tell you about how important it is that you work to provide for yourself, and that when you work, you give your all, your best, like you're doing it for the Lord. So you're going to find a lot of these Bible verses in the Bible, but that Bible verses that speak of working and laziness, warnings, also the good aspects of these things. So be smart. Don't be lazy. I don't want to be lazy. I know that I can get into a rut, and I don't want to get into a rut like that where it's not going to be to my benefit. So I hope you feel that same way too. Again, balance in life, not going to one extreme or the other, either one, and we'll avoid a lot of great problems. And I think we all want to do that. All right. I thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a good time. And again, like we were just talking about avoiding laziness, maybe there's one thing that you could work on today, just one thing. Like we talked about earlier, is it that drawer or that closet, or maybe cleaning out your car or picking up one room in your house? Just start somewhere and see what happens. You can change. And if you feel like you're struggling with that, ask God to help you, because he wants to give you the power and the strength. And if you ask the Lord to help you to break out of that situation where you're feeling kind of lazy, if I'm not being effective the way I want to, what can I do to make things better? I think God will give us the wisdom. That's what we're talking about in Proverbs, wisdom to do these things in a better, more productive way that will balance out our life and bless us too. Bless us. And I want you guys to be blessed. I hope you know that. I really do want all of you to be blessed. Okay, again, Thursday night, we'll be back for Stephanie's Crafting Corner. Okay, don't forget that. We will be back for Stephanie's Crafting Corner on Thursday. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook. Stephanie will be here, and I'll be kind of on the side. I hope that all of you have a great week. We're staying nice weather out here. I think we're going to be like high 70s or low 80s all week. So it should be a wonderful 4th of July. I hope you have a fun holiday, celebrate. Again, give thanks for our country, and hope that you enjoy being an American. I feel, again, like we talked about earlier, really, really blessed. The dies we talked about, I'll put the links for these items down in the comment section below. You'll be able to find those. If you want to find the monsters on our website, just type in monster. Or if you want to find those cake dies, just type in cake to build, I think was the item. Anyhow, if you type in monsters, it'll show you all the different monsters we have. If you type in cake, it'll show you all the different cake items we have. That's all on the stampsoflife.com. All right. Remember, I am doing 3 jobs. 3 jobs. I don't have time to be lazy today. So am I really doing 3 people's jobs? No, but I'm kind of covering all these things to make it together. So I've got to get back to work here. But I hope you had fun today on Take 2 Tuesday. Tell your friend. If you do not currently subscribe to the Stamps of Life channel or Stephanie's channel, hit the subscribe button. You'll get notifications when we go live. I see like our numbers are a little bit low today, so probably taking a week off. Got everybody out of the routine, but thanks for helping me out with our crossword puzzle. We almost got to be. We're close. I still don't know how we didn't get street right, but we tried. If you're joining us late, this is all recorded. You can go back and watch it from the beginning after it gets reposted on YouTube, okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. I will see you next week for Take 2 Tuesday. Bye. Almost. Here we go. See ya.